Let's talk about everyday magic. Are you ready? The magic of synchronicity. You know it. You know it in your shivers. You know those special moments when everything seems to be happening differently. It's when the universe gets personal. It's when something pops up that you've been thinking about, but there's no obvious connection between your thought and the external event. I mean, you think of someone and they give you a phone call, you have an image in your mind and it pops up on the side of a delivery truck, and then you hear somebody singing about it in a snatch of overheard song. This might go on for days, symbol after symbol, things that resemble each other. And you know that there's a meaning to this. So we're talking about meaningful coincidence. The patterns of meaningful coincidence about you can give a champagne fizz of excitement to any day. You may feel on some days that it's as if something is reaching through the curtains of our everyday understanding to bring us awake. It can feel like a secret handshake from an unseen source, or some trickster mussing up your hair, or something actually pushing you back or pulling the rug from under you, because synchronicity can be negative as well as positive. But we can say this: when the universe gets personal, it sometimes feels as if time has stopped, as if you're in a different kind of space, or as if something from outside time is reaching through into ordinary circumstances. Now, coming alive to this, how common it is, how it's actually going on all the time around us in the animate world that surrounds us, is a way of becoming a dreamer 24/7. It's a way of getting signs and signals and portents and oracles from the world all around you. And it is a way of bringing gifts from another reality into this one, which is the heart of real magic. In my lexicon, real magic is the art of bringing gifts from another world into this one. And that's what becomes possible and available when we open to the magic of synchronicity. Now, what does this mean in your everyday life? It means, for example, if you're like me, that when you go out into the world any morning, you're alert to the first unusual, unexpected thing that enters your field of perception. There might be a series of them. It might start with a novelty plate on that car. It might start with a snatch of conversation overheard on the street. It might start with an unusual pattern of traffic. It might start with the call of a bird or the behavior of a flight of birds. It might start like that. You're walking on the beach and you hear something in the voice of the wind or the waves. You're walking in the park and you hear the trees talking to you. You're walking, the Aborigines say, in my native Australia, in the speaking land where everything is alive, everything is talking. And the trick is to open ourselves, open our awareness, and pay more attention. Now, maybe you're walking around in headphone land. Well, of course, synchronicity also works. In our wired universe, things pop up on Facebook, things come up in a random arrangement of songs playing on your favorite station. Synchronicity can speak to us, certainly, in the wired universe, as well as the universe outside headphone land. But it's very good if you're going to inhabit this kind of magic. Give yourself some time on any day to wander around wherever you are without the headphone, without the phone on, and just use with all of your senses, your ability to pick up things from a larger range of sources available to you. This can give you important guidance for life, because what pops up when you're open and aware in this way might be a very clear sign that's saying right on, or stop, or turn left, or turn right. You have an issue on your mind. You might find that the world will give you, in that first unusual, unexpected thing that pops up, when you're carrying that thought or that theme in your mind, a message from the world around you. I call operating this way playing sidewalk tarot. You may know about tarot. You may use tarot. If you do, you know that tarot has 78 cards, right? I mean, for some users of tarot, they represent all the possibilities and patterns and archetypes of the universe. But there's still 78 cards. And the difference between tarot played with cards in a deck and sidewalk tarot is that the world has a limitless number of cards to offer you. And you can't simply look up their meaning in a book. You're going to have to get good at figuring out your own meaning. So you'll notice, for example, that when the mailman is in a good mood, that might mean that a good message is coming through to you. That would be a fairly obvious example of a personal oracle, of reading the behavior, the mood of the postman, the mailman, as a tarot card from the world. But then you'll get into far more interesting and complicated things. You see a pair of abandoned shoes on the steps of a house or on the sidewalk for the trash to carry away, and you start thinking about shoes and what they represent, whether your shoe fits in terms of your job, your relationship, whether shoes are an analog for soul because shoes have souls. And you might think, okay, what does it mean that I'm looking at shoes that look perfectly wearable but have been lost or abandoned? Is that speaking to me about my need perhaps to look for the shoe that fits better in terms of my job or my relationship? Is it making me think about the issue of soul loss, which shamans think is at the root of a lot of our existential problems? Is that what the world is telling me to look for today? So this is something to know. Oracles are speaking all around us. Oracles that can offer us guidance on our life issues, sometimes a very specific message that can save our bacon in terms of a particular challenge we are facing. It's also offering us patterns of resemblance, which we need to read more poetically, showing us a whole field of life and possibility beyond the ordinary range of rational understanding. And to enter that realm of resonance with a deepening poetic sense, noticing what rhymes and resembles in a day or a month or a life, is to enter a field of wonder. To get really into this, to find the magic in the world around you, you must carry magic inside you. That means you must be open to wonder. You must be present. You must be willing to look at signs beyond the ordinary spectrum of valuation. And when synchronicity begins to speak to you in those special kairos moments, moments of opportunity, moments when time is operating differently, you want to be ready to jump, to act in that moment if action seems appropriate and possible, or to revel in that moment. You want to be ready to say thank you that the universe just got personal and made you aware that you're not alone. You're in the play of other forces, call them gods and goddesses, daemons or spirits, elementals, archetypes. They're all around you. They're speaking to you. And to take action from these special moments is sometimes to put yourself in a place of power and opportunity that can lead to wonderful things. When you think that no door was open before you in your life, you might find that a door is opening in the most wonderful way.